The lovers who attached their padlocks to the bridges of Upchester might see it as a fun or romantic gesture, but to Mitchell it was an act of vandalism. It was the hottest year on record in the city, and the morning sun was already beating down on the back of his neck. His biceps flexed as he methodically opened and squeezed his bolt cutters shut, shearing the padlocks off the cast-iron filigree panels of the old Victorian bridge, one by one. Since local boy band Word Up filmed the video for their international smash hit Lock Me Up With Your Love on this bridge, thousands of people were flocking to the small city in the northwest of England. To demonstrate their love for the band and each other, they brought locks engraved with initials, names or messages and attached them to the city's 5 bridges. Large red and white signs that read "No Padlocks" studded the pavement. But as far as Mitchell could see, the locks still hung on the railings like bees swarming across frames of honeycomb. The constant reminder of other people's love made him feel like he was fighting for breath. As he cut off the locks, he wanted to yell, "Why can't you just keep your feelings to yourselves?" After several hours of hard work, Mitchell's trail of broken locks glinted on the pavement like a metal snake. He stopped for a moment and narrowed his eyes as a young couple strolled toward him. The woman glided in a floaty white dress and tan cowboy boots. The man wore shorts and had the physique of an American football player. With his experience of carrying out maintenance across the city's public areas, Mitchell instinctively knew they were up to something. After breaking away from his girlfriend, the man walked to the side of the bridge while nonchalantly pulling out a large silver padlock from his pocket. Mitchell tightened his grip on his cutters. He was once so easy and in love with Anita, but rules were rules. "Excuse me," he called out. "You can't hang that lock." The man frowned and crossed his bulging arms. "Oh, yeah? And who's going to stop me?" Mitchell had the sinewy physique of a sprinter. He was angular all over, with dark hair and eyes, and a handsome dorsal hump on his nose. "I am," he said, and put his cutters down on the pavement. He held out his hand for the lock. "It's my job to clear the bridges. You could get a fine." Anger flashed across the blond man's face, and he batted Mitchell's hand away, swiping off his work glove. Mitchell watched as it tumbled down into the river below. Sometimes the water flowed prettily, but today it gushed and gurgled, a bruise-grey hue. A young man had drowned here in a strong current last summer. The man's girlfriend wrapped her arms around her boyfriend's waist and tugged him away. "Come on, leave him alone." She cast Mitchell an apologetic smile. "Sorry, but we're so in love. It took us 2 hours and 3 buses to get here. We'll be working miles away from each other soon. Please let us do this." The man looked into her eyes and softened. "Yeah, sorry, mate," he said sheepishly. "The heat got the better of me. All we want to do is fasten our lock." Mitchell gestured at the sign again. "Just think about what you're doing, guys," he said with a weary sigh. "Padlocks are cheap chunks of metal and they're weighing down the bridges. Can't you get a nice ring or tattoo instead? Or write letters to each other? There are better ways to say I love—" Well, you know. The man and the woman shared an incredulous look. "Whatever." The man glowered and shoved his padlock back into his pocket. "We'll go to another bridge instead. I work on those too." The couple laughed at him and sauntered away. Mitchell rubbed his nose. He knew his job wasn't a glamorous one. It wasn't the one in architecture he'd studied hard and trained for. However, it meant he could pay the rent on his apartment and buy Poppy hot lunch at school each day. Whatever daily hassle he put up with, he needed the work. His workmate Barry had watched the incident from the other side of the road. Sweat circled under his arms and his forehead shone like a mirror as he crossed over. "The padlocks keep multiplying," he groaned. "We need to keep on going." "But it's too damn hot." Barry undid a button on his polo shirt, showing off unruly chest curls that matched the ones on his head. "It's a violation of our human rights, and no one can tell if we cut off 20 or 200. Mitchell held his hand up against the glare of the sun. "We can tell, and Russ wants the bridges cleared in time for the city centenary celebrations." Barry